Okay, what's up, guys? My name is TMossBoss, and I wanted to let you guys know about Anchor. Anchor is an app that you can download to record your podcast in the easiest way ever. Like, it doesn't require a whole lot to know. Like, you just pretty much press record and you just start doing your podcast and stuff. I don't know what you plan on doing, but you plan on doing something. That's why you're here. So, yeah, download Anchor, or you could go to their website, anchor.fm, and yeah, you could do it straight from your computer too. So yeah, it's easy. They distribute everything to they distribute your podcast to every streaming services like out there, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere. Okay, and then you can monetize it, so you're making money off of what you love doing. All right, so people, make sure you do it. Make sure you download Anchor, or you go to their website, anchor.fm. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening. Peace. So to the TMossBoss show. It is Friday, finally. Today I picked up some new shoes. Actually, I picked up these Russell Westbrook shoes, for those that know who he is. Yeah, he came out with a new pair of shoes maybe 3 weeks ago, probably. And yeah, it was probably, I think it had to have been like at least 2-3 weeks ago. I think it was like at some point in time, beginning of the year, because that's usually when he released them. It was like, because no, he did that last year. He released the Why Not 0.2. That's what they call the shoes. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, he came out with the Why Not 0.3s, and I like them. A little bit hard on the feet, but I think after, you break them in. That's usually how his shoes are, though. They're a little bit hard on the feet. I'm like, bro, I don't know how you managed to do that. It'd be basketball players. I'll be wearing their shoes. Their shoes be having some, like, cushioning to them and things. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to, like, imitate Jordan, because it is with the Jordan brand and stuff, but yeah, maybe he's trying to do something like that. I don't know, but I don't know, because there's these shoes that I've been pretty much wearing these shoes all week. It's these shoes called Foamposites. Those would be my basketball shoes. If I was a basketball player, those would definitely be my basketball shoes. I will always be rocking me a pair of Foamposites. It's either that or any Jordan like 11s, maybe any like Foamposites, Jordan 11s, maybe Jordan 1s. I guess it depends on what kind of Jordan 1 it is. Like if it's out there, if it's wild, then I'll wear them and stuff. But what other basketball shoes? I think that's about it. I can't really think of no. Definitely shoes with cushioning and stuff. Like, I had to wear some shoes with some cushioning. I want to test out the one Paul George. There's this shoes that he came out with. I never bought a pair of his shoes yet, so probably that'll be the next pair of shoes I end up picking up. Hopefully they still have them by the time I get paid in a couple of weeks, because I'm trying to slow down, but it seemed like it was at one point, because I was like, I don't know. There be days where it hits me where I'm like, man, I just want to upload the video that blows me up. So it's like I don't have to just like, only thing I have to worry about at that point is YouTube. Like, that's the only thing that stays on my mind. So I'm constantly thinking of the next video that'll blow me up, get me where I need to be at in life and stuff, so I can start doing some important things. Like, I just feel like that currently right now. Man, I swear, like, I'm in the most stuck position ever. It's annoying at times. I'm like, bro, this stuff needs to hurry up and happen. But anyways, no, back on basketball, because that's what I wanted that's what this episode's going to be about. And it could be, yeah, I'm gonna mention some football cases too, but I just feel like that the sports systems, when people be getting, because I don't know, I haven't really watched soccer or baseball to see like moments they've been fined for some like dumb stuff, but definitely in football and basketball, there have been some athletes that got fined for some dumb stuff. And I'm like, man, I don't even understand how y'all still playing. Because it's like if they're getting paid like $1 million checks and stuff, this is probably nothing to them and things. But still, I'm like, I just don't understand how there be some of these athletes where they're getting fined. There's Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. They both got fined for talking about a referee, knowing. And look, I think everybody, including referees, know how shady referees are, because it was Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, James Harden. Yeah, three of the biggest basketball players, and they got fined. And it's like, knowing these referees probably don't like these guys. So that's why I'm like, and these referees, you know, they be holding like vendettas and beefs with these basketball players and stuff. Like, they straight up be holding stuff against them. Because, no, it was the one referee. And that's why I was like, I don't know. I wouldn't trust a referee unless it's me. Because I know I would go in there with like, I'm not going to hate this basketball player. I'm not going to hate this basketball team. I'm not going to be giving basketball players texts and all this stuff. Like, no, I'm not going to be doing all of that, because I'm like, no, it's these referees, I don't know. I think that power stuff gets to their head a little bit. But anyways, what was I getting ready to say? I was getting ready to say something important about referee. Well, actually, no, what I wanted to talk about, there was one that I'd have to say, I was probably like, actually, no. Because now I remember what I was going to talk about. So there's this situation where a basketball player named Tim Duncan, where he was sitting down. He wasn't even playing in the game. He was sitting down. And I don't know whether it was a comment or what he said or what he did, but the referee gave him a tech while he was sitting down. Now, usually players would get techs when they're out on the court. They would get like a technical foul when they're out on the court playing and all that stuff. But if they're not, like, they're sitting on the bench, explain to me, how do you get a tech sitting on the bench? So anyways, that happened to him. And then he's laughing about it and stuff, like, how is that even possible? Like, nobody has ever seen that before. Like, I've watched so many, like, NBA videos in the just recent, like, times. I've never seen something like that before. Never. I think that had to been, he had to been the first, unless it was like some, like, the basketball player was like actually standing up saying something to the ref. Okay, but it looked like he was just as confused as everybody else was. So anyways, yeah, he's laughing about it like I didn't even do nothing and things. And then the referee, he got mad and gave him another tech. And I think, yeah, I think it's with some cases, if you do get one technical foul, you can get thrown out. But if you do get two technical fouls, you will get thrown out. And, yeah, the referee gave him another technical foul and threw him out of the game. And then I guess, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I guess that same referee, and I hadn't seen him in numerous videos where he did some shady stuff, but this referee had went in the back and tried to fight the basketball player. Now, Tim Duncan, let me see the height of this man, because I don't think Tim Duncan is a small guy. If he's a basketball, there's some small basketball players, but not Tim Duncan. No, he looks like, yeah, 6'11", and they're not showing how much he weighs. They need to show 6'11", 250 pounds. To my listeners out there, would you fight a man that's an athlete and he's 6'11", 250 pounds, where he's going up against other basketball players that's the same height as him, if not more? And he was playing during the Shaquille O'Neal era. So maybe at some point in time they might have played against each other, but Shaquille O'Neal is a big dude, and I would imagine that it was kind of hard for him to, like, try to block a shot or do something to Shaquille. So that's where it's like, okay, if he's going up against guys like that, what makes you think this referee looked like he might have been slightly bigger than me, but definitely around the same height as me? And I'm like 5'8", 5'9". One, I don't know, man. I haven't measured myself in a while. But, yeah, he's not that big. This basketball player, though, that man's big. And I think that was, like, in his, like, prime career and stuff. So, that's why it's like, bro, you can't be sitting here challenging basketball players, athletes, or anything. Any athlete whatsoever, you can't challenge them to a fight. But, yeah, I'm like, I seen that, and I was just like, that referee, and I think they even made that into its, like, separate thing in the I don't think so. No, no. I thought they made it into its like separate thing on Wikipedia and stuff where I can like read it out to you guys what happened, but no, it's yeah, that referee is crazy. But anyways, then this recent story with this basketball player named Isaiah Thomas. So he was like being like teamed up with I think it was a couple of basketball players and stuff, and he was trying to like not lean forward and things, and I guess like when he was doing that he was like using his arm to like kind of like push himself, or not, I guess like maybe not to fall into the referee and stuff, but he looked like he wasn't like intentionally like trying to push the referee or hurt him or harm him or anything. So the referee, he kind of like was moving out of the way, and the basketball player was like trying to grab him like, oh, I'm sorry, bro, like I didn't mean to like lean into you. The referee gave him a tech. And I think he did get thrown out of the game too. I think he did get thrown out of the game. And I'm like, he didn't even see. It's stuff like that where I'm all like, what's your deal today? What's the problem? Because you know I'm not like, we never even crossed each other. So that's where it's like, what did I do to you to where you had to give me the ultimate tech and kick me out of the game? And then I guess they say he got fined for that too. He got fined for I think I read it was like putting his hands on the official. I'm like, man, I don't know. It would really be hard for me to play again if stuff like that. I mean, I guess like, you know, if I'm getting paid like $1 million checks and stuff. But I'm like, that's just overall messed up, where it's like $35,000 or $20,000 or $10,000, like thousands of dollars is being pulled out of my pocket over something stupid. And then it was like with Kevin Durant, and I remember he was like, he called one of the referees like greatest of all time, and he got fined like, I think it was like $10,000 or $15,000. I'm like, he got fined for cracking jokes. Oh my goodness. I would really hate to see what these basketball players have to say about other basketball players and referees and stuff. That's why I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense, man. Then it was with Russell Westbrook. It was it's funny how I like got his shoes today and was like watching videos about him and stuff. But anyways, so a fan, somebody had like made some remarks to him, and I think what he was saying like after the game was that it was like, I think the fan had said something about his family or something. So Russell Westbrook, he's heated, he's upset, and he's like threatening this fan, talking about I'll F you up and stuff. Can use the explicit language, but y'all get the idea of what I'm saying and things. But yeah, he was just like, I'll F you up, you and your family. He was like, you and your wife. That's what he said. He was like, you and your wife. And he got fined for that. See, that's why I'm like, nah, like, if I'm gonna get fined, then this man needs to get banned. I'm like, he needs to get banned for a year, life, I don't care. But if I like, why am I getting punished for stuff that he said? Like, no, it's like, you guys need to like go have some hidden cameras somewhere, because I'm like, that's just, to me, that's not cool. Where this guy, he gets off and he's able to just like come to the next game, and he's just gonna like keep purposely doing that to make me upset and stuff. So that's why I'm like, nah. It's like some guy happened to that fan too. He needs to get banned for a year or something, watching these games from home, doing something and things. Cause I'm like, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. Where it's like, if I get in trouble and he's like, yeah, I'm not with that. I'm not with that at all. So that's why it's like, I would definitely, I think if I was on the side, I'd probably be listening to my music. Just facing the other way. I'm like, because I already know I probably would have said or did something to one of the fans in the crowd, and yeah, I probably would have got suspended a few games. But anyways, that's probably why I'm not a basketball player. I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to be a basketball player, but I was just all like, nah. I'm like, I gave up on them dreams. I shouldn't have. I should have went for it and stuff, but yeah, I could have seen right now. Like, I'm like, they've all like, basketball player Tyler Moss has been suspended for 5 games after he fought one of the referees and fought a fan. And so, yep, man's been suspended. Probably I got fired from the NBA. They probably had me get sent overseas or something. They're like, nah, you dangerous out here, bro. We can't have you playing for the NBA. Nah, you gonna mess around, get somebody like badly hurt, killed, something, but not killed, but at least like a punch across the face to where they're knocked out and stuff. So I would try to reach that limit, but nothing more in things. But anyways, then what other crazy? Oh yeah, then there was this coach. He got fined for comparing to basketball players. I think there's like there's this coach, Doc Rivers. He got fined for comparing a basketball player named Kawhi Leonard to Michael Jordan. And it's like, how do you get fined? And how much money did he get fined for that? Because it's like, bro, are you serious? Like, it's the man's opinion. Fine for Kawhi. So there's like, he got fined $50,000 for that. Wow. Wow. That is some crazy stuff. So it looks like, I don't know, I'm going to go to the shout out to Bleacher Report. I'm going to read their article. There's like the Los Angeles Clippers. The Los Angeles Clippers was fined $50,000 by the NBA after head coach. So dang, the team, wow, made public comments Tuesday comparing Toronto Raptors superstar. Wow. So what they're saying, I think they meant to say like the coach, the Los Angeles Clippers coach was fined $50,000 for, like, that's stupid. I'm like, man, if I had sat there and woke up the next morning, NBA's sitting there sending me a whatever, and they're all like, oh, you've been fined $50,000 for comments comparing Kawhi Leonard to Michael Jordan. I'm like, do you not realize that there's other people making this same comment inside and outside the NBA? So I go out on TV, I express my feelings towards Kawhi Leonard, and it's not like I'm even saying anything bad. Like, that's me saying that I think this man can be on the Michael Jordan level. I think he could be a really great basketball star. And I get fined for that? Oh, yeah, they definitely, I definitely would have been, like, ranting a lot on Instagram Live, Twitter Live, whatever y'all want to call it and stuff. I have been ranting a lot about that if it had been me, because I'm like, no. Like, why am I getting fined over some comments? It would have been different if I was, like, downplaying Michael Jordan, saying, oh, yeah, he's a bad basketball player. If I'm saying some stuff like that, then okay, fine me. But if I'm saying, like, oh, yeah, I think Kawhi Leonard, he could be the next Michael Jordan. I think they'd both very similar. And I get fined $50,000 for that? I'm like, that, no. NBA, I'm like, man, something ain't right. But no, then I'll never forget, because that's when I really started paying attention to athletes getting fined for stuff. But Marshawn Lynch, I'm pretty sure everybody remembers when that man was getting fined every single week by the NFL. Marshawn Lynch is a football player. I didn't switch gears to football now. But anyways, no, so Marshawn Lynch, he got fined for, I think it was a dance or a move. So so what he'll do when he's like scoring a touchdown, he'll jump in the air, grab his crotch, and flex his arm. And he did that. He got fined for that, even though he did it numerous times. He got fined for wearing his clothing brand. I think he got fined for the things that he wasn't saying in interviews. So for those that don't really know Marshawn Lynch, he's not a talkative person. He doesn't really like talk in the public eye and things. So I think he was just sitting there, just wasn't responding and stuff. Or I think it originally started that he didn't show up to the any of the interviews or something, so he got fined for that. Then he was like, oh, I'm just here so I won't get fined. And I think he got fined for that. And then he got fined for some other dumb things. But I'm like, are you serious, NFL? Really? Like, something is not right, man. Something is not right with these sports. These like major organizations for sports and stuff. When you got people doing stuff like that, I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense. Now, I can see why he retired, because it's like, man, it seems like that they just wasn't allowing him to be himself. Then they were all like, so I remember where NFL, they signed some deal with Bose. So there's like, Bose, there's like only, so if you notice, like if you're watching, next time you watch a football game, which you could watch the Super Bowl and stuff. But pay attention to the coaches and their headsets and then all the other headsets that people be wearing on the sidelines. But it's only Bose. So a while ago, Bose and NFL signed this like major contract to where all athletes and everybody will only be able to wear like Bose like headphones out on the field. And I think it was Colin Kaepernick. I think it was him. It might have been him or maybe somebody else. But anyways, they was wearing some Beats by Dre headphones. I think and it was like caught on TV or something like that. And they got fined. I'm like, I'm over here getting fined for some headphones I bought before this whole... I'm like, if I overall... And the thing is, to tell you guys the truth, I would rather listen to Beats by Dre headphones. Those headphones are better. I had me a pair of Bose, and they wasn't no noise cancellation ones. Maybe I should get the noise cancellation ones and see how those sound, but I'm like, I would rather have my Beats by Dre. I was like, I like those headphones. Even the earbuds, the wireless earbuds that Beats by Dre came out with, I like those too. I would rather have Beats by Dre than anything else. So that's why I'm like, if I get fined for my purchase choices and stuff, that's stupid. That is stupid. I'm like, and so that's why I was like, I don't understand some of these companies and places nowadays. I'm like, man, you guys out here finding people for everything, and it's stuff that they can't even control. It's stuff that they can't do. Like if a referee is acting shady in the game, and I notice it, I'm going to say something about it, whether it's on TV or whether I'm at the like NBA headquarters or something, and I'm talking to somebody that's in charge of that stuff. If I'm wearing some certain headphones and things or some clothes or something like that, that's what I just don't understand. I'm like, you'll catch these guys wearing these like same clothes or you're even, cause no, think about it. When before a basketball game and they'll catch these like athletes in some off-white clothing or some freaking Adidas or whatever and stuff. And then Marshawn Lynch, or even like, and it could even be like some other like clothing, because I ain't seen them guys. I know they wasn't just wearing like no Nike. I know Nike. Some of the clothes they were wearing, I'm like, I know Nike doesn't make any of that. But I'm thinking in my head like, okay, like that's allowed. Them guys can wear like Balenciagas, Gucci, and all that stuff. But Marshawn Lynch can't wear his own brand because he came out with a brand and it was like Beast Mode or something like that. And yeah, I'm like, he couldn't even wear his own brand. So I'm like, what's the point then? I'm like, all right, then I either wear that or I'm gonna come up in there butt naked. Choose. Because I'm like, that's just stupid to find somebody over their clothing choices. It's not like it was bad. It's his clothing brand. It ain't like his name is bad. It's the nickname that y'all like in a way the NFL gave him. The NFL fan base gave him that name. I think, did he get the name Beast Mode? Yeah, I think he did. It was just like, oh, he's going Beast Mode and stuff, and he liked it, so he turned it into a brand. That's wrong. Like that's wrong. I'm like, man, y'all tripping. You guys are crazy. So, anyways, I'm like, man. Yeah, so I'm like, I think it's best that I'm not a sports athlete because I'm like, over like y'all finding me over some stuff like that. I'm like, yep. I retired, do it that not basketball, football player did, retire in the halftime. Just like, all right, after these 2 quarters, I'm done. I'm like, nah, I'm over here getting fined for stuff that I ain't got no control over and things. Shady referees, I can't wear certain outfits. What other things? And I Beats by my purchase choices of headphones, like, and I'm like, nope, 3 strikes, you're out. I'm like, and I am done. So, anyways, yep, retired mid-game, went home, took me a nap. And then, yeah, just enjoyed my retirement. I'm like, until somebody fix their stuff, I'm like, then I see, just looks like I'm just going to have to spend my days doing other things. And I'm like, there's something out there for me to do. But anyways, yeah, I will talk to you all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you are purchasing tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss, and it will knock $20 off your first purchase. So, that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.